What do you think of the shoe, Gemini? You like it? Okay. Hey everybody, it's Drew here. Thanks for checking out this real quick review of the 510 Freerider shoe. Alright, first I'm going to go over the pros, then I'm going to go over the cons. So let me just clarify, I've had these for about 1 month time, and let's see, I've ridden about 500 to 600 miles in these shoes in the time that I've had them. And you know, so far, really not much tread wear. Surprisingly, I have some very grippy pedals too. I have Deity Black Cat pedals, and they got some really substantial pins on them. So I was kind of thinking that these might get a little torn up, but so far they're holding up really well. I'm expecting these to last maybe around a year at this rate. Alright, so another thing I really liked about these shoes is when I was shopping for them online, they have half sizes all the way up to 13. And as someone who usually falls somewhere between a 12 and a 13 depending on the company, it was really nice to have a 12.5 option. So I ordered the 12.5 because I was getting it online and I hadn't had a chance to try them on my feet yet. And they ended up fitting perfectly, and I'm super happy with the fit on them. So far I've had quite a few rocks smack into my feet and things like that, and I felt pretty protected in them as well. They got a pretty nice padding all around. Even the toe box has a little more extra padding than your average shoe. Something else I really liked about these shoes that I was skeptical at first about is the tread on them. You know, it pretty much looks flat. It looks like, you know, some Converse or Vans or something. And I was thinking about, I'm not sure how great that's going to be when you gotta hike a bike up a cliff, basically, you know, up a loose trail or something. In Sedona here we got some pretty gnarly climbs and descents, obviously, so you need to have a little bit of tread at least. But you know, once I finally got out on some really loose, steep trails where I couldn't even ride my bike anymore and I had to hike my bike, they worked just fine. They grip super well. The compound of the rubber is so sticky that, you know, flat pedals or loose gravel or slick rock, anything, it grips it really well. One thing I like about these shoes as well is how I don't really think about them even in the really hot days out here in Sedona. We've had a really hot summer and I haven't noticed my feet sweating too much or anything, which has been really good. Alright, one thing I was kind of neutral on about these shoes is the price. They are a little bit pricey, but what are you going to expect when you're trying to get a quality shoe? You want it to last you a while. Like I said, I'm thinking these will last me at least a year, probably, of hard riding. So I think that it's worth the price on it. Alright, one thing I did not like about these shoes, it's pretty much a big sponge. So when they do get wet, if it rains or if you cross a creek or a river, something like that, they're going to stay wet for the rest of your ride, pretty much. There's no drying these out until you can get home, set them out in the sun, take the soles out, let them sit there. They took probably about 8 hours to dry last time I went through the creek and then set them out in the sun, and that's Arizona sun, so they take a while to dry out. So if you live up in the Northwest, maybe this isn't like the best option for you, or the Northeast even, you know. If you guys get a lot of rain where you're at, or you're crossing creeks constantly, it might not be the best shoe option for you. It still grips just fine in the wet, the soles and everything, but like I said, if you can't stand your feet just being soaked for hours, then probably shy away from these. But out here in Arizona, it's easily avoidable. We don't really have too much water that's unavoidable here. I just live right by the creek and I like to hit the trails across the creek for me sometimes, so sometimes I go wading through it. But usually I like to put that at the end of my rides, so I can just take my shoes off right when I get home. Alright, thanks for checking out this really quick review of the 510 Freerider shoes, and I hope you enjoyed it.